So this next video is going to be all about if you're on a diet and you're looking to eat out, so eating out in restaurants, going to special occasions, possibly even going away on holidays for trips, etc. So just some tips that you can maybe employ to try and make the best of these situations. Tip number one, simply don't go. Now, before you shoot me down and say this, you shouldn't be saying that, this is with a good reason. If, for example, you are close to a date, such as you might be jumping onto a stage, or you might be getting ready for a competition of some sorts, or maybe it's something you've been planning for a long time, like a photo shoot, then maybe it's not the best idea and you could try and rearrange to go at a different point. However, that option would only apply really in those situations. I wouldn't really advise that any other time, because it's just unsociable and there's no real need for it, as you'll see from these next tips. So number two, the tip is have a menu stalk. So try and have a look at where you're going to. Majority of chain restaurants and most of the well-known restaurants are now on MyFitnessPal, the app. So you can go in there, you can pre-populate what you're going to have for that evening or that meal, and then you can then just make up the rest how you want. So that's one option. Or yeah, look at the menu beforehand, and if you don't have the ability to track it on the app, then you're just going to have to estimate. And when you estimate, you're going to have to make an overestimate and overjudge what you're going to be inputting. So the ones to really look out for are probably the fats. So you don't know how they're going to be cooking certain foods, so just overestimate, so it gives yourself that little bit of freedom, that flexibility with your calories and your macros. Tip number three, you can save up some calories leading up to the event or the meal or whatever it is. So in that week before, you might want to try and save up, say, 200 calories from 3 days before, 4 days before, however many you want to try and save. And in that way, you give yourself a bigger deficit, and then you allow yourself more calories for that one meal or however what it is. This calculator that you can see here is just giving you an example of that. So here you can see the total calories, and then each of the days I'm just going to input different amounts, and then at the end it will show me that extra deficit that I've got that then I can use for that one meal or whatever the situation is. So saving calories is a good one. Tip number four is to employ some form of intermittent fasting. Now this can be done in a number of ways, and what I'm going to do is run through each of the options that you could use. And in essence, all you're doing is you're shortening, you're minimizing the window of eating that you've got. So you can do this, number one way is by, if your event is, or you're going out for an evening meal, for example, on the day, you could then fast up till lunchtime on that day. So fast from the evening before through till lunch on the day of the event, and then eat in that smaller window between lunch and the evening meal. Or vice versa, you could then fast the day after. So eat normally up to the evening meal, then the next day don't eat until, say, lunchtime, for example. And that way you're minimizing the windows where we can get calories in, and that will be enough to create a deficit. There we go, just 4 or 3-ish tips that you can maybe employ or use if you are still wanting to maintain some form of control, but still be able to go out, attend social events, attend meals out. It doesn't mean you have to be sitting at home on your own, crying into your Tupperware. So there is ways of doing it. As always, thank you for watching these videos. If you do like them, I appreciate it. Share them around if you want, if you think they're worth doing it. And also, if you're on the YouTubes, subscribe to the channel, that would be cool as well. And we'll get some more out. Cheers.